Good evening. I'm Aline Saranine reporting from the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. I'm here today to recap what just happened within our party and my thoughts on it. The convention started off with a bang. Speeches, protests, and division were all present within the room. But beyond this chaos, real questions about the future were on the line. Vietnam, civil rights, poverty, and trying to unify the country were all major topic points of the discussion. Mayor Daley started off the convention by opening saying, "We are here to defeat Nixon." He called Nixon a man with no light to offer. He also took shots at some protesters, calling them loud and obnoxious. Still, he was kind of open to hearing them. He said, "We will hear your demands, but only when talking about the Black Panther Party, who he thought were peaceful." I got the chance to ask him, in the past, infrastructure projects were called Negro removal. How will you prevent that from happening? Daley answered, "We are going to strive for the future so Negro removal does not happen again." I also got the chance to speak with Julian Bond, who's a strong civil rights voice. He pointed out that unrest and injustice and poor infrastructure is all present in our country today. He called out Vice President Hubert Humphrey to make sure everyone is truly represented in projects taking place. When talking about Vietnam, Bond was very clear. This war is attacking communism, and the draft is attacking black men. He told me, "I urge everyone to fight the war within and focus on our problems at home instead of focusing on problems across sea." Outside the official speeches, chaos ensued. Abbie Hoffman turned the convention into a circus. He farted during the Pledge of Allegiance, mocked Hubert Humphrey as LBJ's human puppet, called Eugene McCarthy a poet, and nominated Pegasus the Pig for president. Still, not all protesters were like this. I asked Tom Hayden in an interview if he would work with someone like Hoffman. He told me, "I would work with Hoffman. He's a bright man, and we agree on some stuff," showing that even among protesters, there's unity. I also asked him, "What would you be satisfied coming out of this convention?" He said, "I would be satisfied if Eugene McCarthy was voted as our nominee. He's the only man who seriously has a clear plan when it comes to Vietnam and wants to end it bad and put that money towards civil rights and infrastructure." I also spoke with Vivian Rothstein, a protester. I asked her, "Do you believe the Democrats can end this war?" She told me, "Not with who is in control now. Our protesters barely affect the votes. The only chance we have is if McCarthy becomes president." Rothstein supports Eugene McCarthy because she said he wants to stop the war and focus on civil rights. I also asked, how does the war hurt Americans and African Americans within our country? She explained that the money that is going to wars could be helping our civil rights. It could be going towards the war on poverty and infrastructure, but instead it's used for war weapons. She also said that when black soldiers come home, they don't feel welcome. And that's something that this country has to do a lot better at. I also got the chance to speak with Senator Eugene McCarthy, the man who many were backing. I asked him, "You talk a lot about uniting the country. How do you plan to actually do that?" McCarthy told me, "I will do that by doing what I just stated in my speech. I want to put my focus towards civil rights and infrastructure. It is a huge issue that black Americans do not feel welcome here, and it is our job to make sure that they feel at home." McCarthy was probably the most serious out of all the individuals. It's clear he had a big voice on peace and justice in the party. Many saw him as the most moral out of all of the people who were fighting for the nomination, especially people like Tom Hayden, Abby Hoffman, Vivian Rothstein, and many other protesters who wanted to see the war ended and civil rights become a main focus point. As day 2 and 3 went on, we saw the delegates take votes on civil rights and the war on poverty. Thankfully, that is where their votes went towards, showing that there is still hope within this party. Most delegates agreed that civil rights and ending poverty should be the priority going forward. But then the final decision came, and it came as a shock to most people, including myself. Hubert Humphrey was chosen as the Democratic nominee, with John Connally as his running mate. Yes, unfortunately, the same Humphrey who was as close to possible tied with President LBJ and the war in Vietnam. That decision did not go well with many people here, including myself, especially protesters and younger voters who have been calling for change. Even comedian and activist Dick Gregory said that, quote, he didn't trust Humphrey and his owner, LBJ, has lied. This decision will hurt the Democrats in November, I believe. They say that they want to defeat Nixon, but how can they really do that with someone like Humphrey? There's much unrest going on within the country, and many people are upset with the way the administration has been going. And I think taking a guy who is in that administration right now and putting him up, he's going to be absolutely eaten apart. He's going to be eaten alive by the Republicans. He's going to be blamed for pretty much everything that's going on within our country, and they're going to say, you are in the administration that is causing what is happening right now. How can we trust you to fix this? This convention has shown me that the party is still very, very divided. There are a lot of people who want to continue in the direction that we're going now, and a lot of people, like the protesters, who want to go in the complete opposite direction. Hopefully this will be enough to stop Nixon in November. I personally believe it will not, but only time will tell.